a few more cocktails. We have another live audience with us tonight too. They're sitting in the corner playing games. Don't mind me while I look over here. If I do look over here, it's because I'm looking at the computer. Right now I have a link up for the Toast tab. If you want to order any of these cocktails, just go on to toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. I can read it this time. This is great. The computer's set up here, so I can just read everything. It's wonderful. So I see that there's a couple people online right now. If you can hear me, let me know. I'll be able to see it, which is nice. I don't have to go around the bar this time and read the comments. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Old Fashioned. I'm going to be doing 3 different Old Fashions. We're going to be doing one standard Old Fashioned with a little bit of a twist. We're going to be doing a tequila Old Fashioned, and then we're going to be doing my personal favorite Old Fashioned, which I'll save for the end. Yeah, it's drink time. You can hear me? Awesome. So I guess I'll go into a little brief history of the Old Fashioned. So the simplest definition of a cocktail is any spirit mixed with sugar, water, and maybe 1 part bitter, 1 part sour. The Old Fashioned is probably one of the purest definitions of that, kind of like how the whiskey sour was last week. 1 part spirit, 1 part sweetener, 1 part sour. The Old Fashioned, this is where it gets its name from, is probably the oldest cocktail. It's the oldest form of a cocktail. And yeah, it's really spirit forward. You can use any spirit in it, which is great. And because it's so spirit forward, you don't have to worry about the quality of what you use. I know that's kind of a taboo with a lot of people, like using maybe like a high quality bourbon or a high quality vodka for any cocktail or mixer. This is something you'd probably want to use a higher quality spirit in, just because it is so spirit forward. But you add a lot of dilution to it with ice, and you add a lot of flavoring to it. So we're going to do the Old Fashioned. Oh, thanks, dude. All right. So the first Old Fashioned we're going to do here tonight is probably the simplest form. What we're going to use for the base spirit is Evan Williams Honey. Okay. Which Evan Williams is a great bourbon to use for an Old Fashioned. Jim Beam's another good one, but Evan Williams Honey. So because we're using honey, I feel like honey plays really well with lemon. So I'm going to be using a lemon swath as a garnish, which I'll explain what a swath is when I get there. In this cocktail, we're also going to be using bitters. So bitters, they're an alcoholic flavor enhancer. This is kind of like the salt of a cocktail. What's up? I'm about to make the exact same Old Fashioned I just made her.
We'll just give that to her?
We'll just give this to her. Yeah. That was Blake, by the way. Blake just interrupted my live stream. Thanks, Blake. So I'm going to go into... Hi, Rin! So bitters are basically just an alcoholic flavor enhancer. And actually, in a lot of cocktails, bitters is the base spirit. A lot of people don't think bitters has alcohol in them. They actually do. It's 44.7% ABV, which is basically that of a high proof whiskey. So you can definitely use bitters as a base spirit. All of these are pure meal material, not just new. Hello. Okay. So we're going to start off with a very simple form of the Old Fashioned. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to add sugar. You can use simple syrup. You can also just use pure cane sugar. We're going to start with pure cane sugar. And don't forget, if you want to order any of these, the Toast tab link is right there. And also, where am I? You can support me directly. You can tip your bartender. Venmo, my Venmo is at Stephen-Rudin. But if you want to order any of these cocktails, go to toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. and you can order any of these drinks. The old fashioned is not on our menu, so I would recommend you put in for whiskey sour and then just type in old fashioned and whichever variant I do. This is the standard. The next one will be tequila, and then the next one is a surprise, so we'll wait. Yeah. So, yeah. We good? We good. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna start off with our sugar. One pump is about 1 packet of sugar, so maybe like 1/4 of an ounce. You're gonna want to do about 2 pumps of sugar syrup. So you're gonna want to do 1/4 of an ounce if you don't have one of these pumps. Cut to Reagan pouring a beer. All right. The next thing we're gonna do is add our bitters. So there's this little nozzle at the top here. That's for dashing. So you're gonna do 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. Yeah. All right. Then we're going to use our Evan Williams honey. You're going to want to do about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. I'm going to do 2 ounces. That was a time before. It was accurate, I promise. And then I'm going to grab some ice for the glass. Now, because it is spirit forward, you are going to want to start a little bit. I can just use a straw and just stir it with the straw for a little bit. You're going to want to give it just enough for the glass to get frosted. It's going to keep stirring. How are you guys doing tonight? I can see that the comment section is blowing up with former employees. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Now we just need the garnish, which I'm going to take this lemon here, and we don't have a fruit peeler, so we're going to use a bread knife. Sorry, Ren. And you're just going to cut off the peel. You don't want any of the fruit. You want the pith, where the white part is. You just want the rind, because that's where all the essential oils are, and then you can just express that over. That's okay. And you just kind of get it around the rim, put it right in the glass, and then usually with an old fashioned, you get a cherry. So here we go. We got a cherry, and that's the standard old fashioned. But with a lemon twist instead of the typical. Usually an old fashioned will get an orange, but for this one, just because I used the honey whiskey, I wanted to use lemon. And someone actually just ordered this, so I'm going to go. Reagan, would you give that to the customer? Yep. There we go. Hello, Rosa. Okay. So that was 1.5 ounces of whiskey, or 2 ounces of whiskey. The lemon, 4 dashes of bitters, 1.5 ounces of the simple syrup, and a cherry. So the next one we're going to do is a tequila old fashioned. Like I said, you can do an old fashioned with pretty much any spirit. I've seen it done with whiskey. I've seen it done with rum. Rum old fashions are very good, but tequila is a very good. It's a very good spirit to use for this. I'm going to do a couple different things instead of just using the water, the sugar, and the bitters. But we're still going to use the bitters. This time, it's fine. This time, I'm going to add some orange bitters to it as well, just to bring out some of the citrus notes in the tequila. And instead of garnishing it with the lemon, I'm going to use a lime, just because I know that flavor goes really well with tequila. So we're going to follow the same template, because the old fashioned is also pretty much just a template for most cocktails. So we're going to start off with, where am I? Bitters. So because I'm using two different types, I'm gonna do 5 dashes in total, 2 dashes of the orange bitters. For the second bitters, I'm going to do 3 dashes of the Angostura again. Yeah. Angostura bitters are really good for balancing out a drink if it's too sweet. It just adds a little bit of robustness to it, and it's wonderful. So the next thing we're going to do is add our simple again, just quarter of an ounce, same as last time. Make sure that's nice and mixed up. I'm glad you think it looks awesome. And again, if you want to order any of these cocktails, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. Our menu will be on there. If you want to order one of these, hit whiskey sour, and then specify what type of old fashioned you want. You can say the tequila old fashioned, and I'll make you one of these. I'll even make it in front of the camera if you would like. Or if you want the standard old fashioned, just write old fashioned, and I'll know what you mean. And then the last old fashioned, which I'll get the name for in a second. But and then if you want to tip your bartender, Venmo at Stephen-Rubin. Okay, so here we go. We'll add our tequila. Same deal. 2 ounces. Then we're going to add ice again. And you can do this with any type of tequila. It would be really good with a mezcal, which is basically a smoky tequila. But you can do this with a Blanco. We're doing this with gold tequila. So anything you want to do. Now, because the lime is a little bit smaller than the lemon, we're not going to get a full swath. So I'm just going to cut off a. I'm just going to cut out. It's going to be smaller, but that's fine. Limes are really flavorful. So. Order just came in. Is there an old fashioned on there? Nope. It's fine though. As you can see, we're a little busy tonight. That's fine though. So we got our lime peel. We're going to express that over the thing. So what expressing it does is it shoots the oils out of the rind here. It's a little oily now. And what it does is it shoots the oil into the drink and just gets those oils in there. And you can just kind of put that in there. We're going to stir this one too. Again, you just want to wait until the glass gets kind of cold. You want to add a little bit of dilution to it. And this one does not get a cherry, just because I prefer it without a cherry. So that is... Hi, Kayla. So that is the tequila old fashioned. At the end of the night, I will be taste testing these.
So large plate, 8 cookies.
Placing order.
And
at the end of the night, I will be tasting all these.
Is there anything else you want to add?
All these are, yeah, I'm excited.
All right. And can I just grab a phone number?
Okay. So this is the one I've been waiting to do. This is probably my favorite old fashioned. So like I said before, the definition of an old fashioned is just spirit, sugar, bitters, and water. And by water, I mean ice. This one kind of breaks that rule a little bit because I'm going to be adding an Amaro, which is...
Yeah, no problem. Sure thing. See you then.
So an Amaro is basically just a bitter liqueur. This one's a Sicilian Amaro called Averna. It goes really well with any whiskey or barrel-aged spirit like rum or maybe even a barrel-aged tequila. But I'm going to be using Evan Williams honey again. It goes really well. This one goes really well with any overproof bourbon like Old Grandad. You could also probably sub it out for just standard Evan Williams or Jim Beam works just as well. Yeah. So this one has a bit of a story behind it. A friend of mine from Austin, Texas, worked at a jazz club called the Parker Jazz Club. He was promoted to the GM, and he was asked by the owner to make a signature cocktail for the jazz club, and he came up with this. This is called the Parker Old Fashioned. So here it is. Also with bitters, I'm going to be subbing out the orange bitters and the normal bitters for these black walnut bitters. Now, if you want to order this cocktail as I make it, it'll only be available during the live stream. Just type in Parker Old Fashioned when you place the order. Again, I'll put up the link. toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. If you want to order any of these, just put in whiskey sour, and then in the notes put either tequila old fashioned, or Parker Old Fashioned. Yeah. So this is going to be the Parker Old Fashioned. And don't forget, tip your bartender. Okay, so we're going to start with the sugar syrup again. And we'll do a 1/4 ounce of this. So 2 pumps from the pump. But again, you can pour it out. And you can also use a sugar cube. I usually use a sugar cube and I muddle it in with the Averna. Oh, let me get the chat up. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do 1/2 ounce of the Averna. Let me grab measuring cup. So we're going to start off with 1/2 ounce of Averna, which again is a Sicilian Amaro, and an Amaro is a bitter liqueur. So you would add this if you want to make the drink a little bit more bitter. From the Amaros that I've tried, this one is probably a lot sweeter. It kind of if sweet vermouth was meant to be bitter, this is what it would taste like. That's the way I can describe it. So we're going to do 1/2 ounce of this in the glass. This will add a nice warm flavor, a nice warm herbaceous flavor profile to the drink. And then we're not going to do too much of this. We're only going to do 2 dashes of the black walnut bitters. Again, it's really walnutty. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. This is probably the perfect cocktail for this time of year, especially how cold it is. It just tastes like this would be really good next to a fireplace. That's the way I can describe it. I'm really excited to show you this in case you couldn't tell. All right. And then after that, we just need our whiskey. So we're going to use Evan Williams honey again. And you only want 1.5 ounces of that. You don't want the full 2 ounces. You just don't want to compete too much with the Averna. So I'm going to throw some ice in this and we'll get this started. Notice how much darker it is than the other ones? That's just because of the Averna. And then, yeah, we're going to stir this one too. Don't tell me what to do. I'll spill it if I want to. Okay. And then I'll put that out of the way. Okay. I'm not going to do that. That'll be a waste. And then we're going to use an orange for this garnish, just because the oils in the orange go really well with the black walnut bitters and the Averna. I won't.
Yeah.
I will not do it. I'm sorry, Casey, but no. I will not spill it. All right, and then you just give this a little, express the oils over that. The fresher the fruit is, the better the oils will shoot out. Sometimes you can even see it. And you just want to give that a little twist. Because you get the larger peel, you can do more with it. So usually when I serve this, I like to give it a little twist like that and then just kind of put it into the cocktail like that. And then this one also gets a cherry. Just like that. And it kind of nests right into the orange. So there we have it. Those are our old fashions. So right here we have the tequila old fashioned, which if you want to order any of these drinks, I'll put the link up again. toasttab.com/castlebeverly.com. When you go on the menu and you want to order a drink, type in go for the whiskey sour, and then in the notes type tequila old fashioned. If you want the old fashioned that I made at the very beginning, which has just been served. What are you saying ooh to, Austin? This one or this one? But yeah, if you want the standard old fashioned, just type in old fashioned, and I'll know what you're talking about. If you think you need to be more specific, just say honey old fashioned or old fashioned with lemon. And then yeah, if you want the tequila old fashioned, say ooh. Are we good? We good? Cool. So if you want the tequila old fashioned, just type in tequila old fashioned. And then if you want the Parker old fashioned, just type in Parker old fashioned. The Parker old fashioned will only be available tonight during the live stream. So I'd recommend you order that way you can if you want one.
Okay. Can I take this?
Yeah.
There you go.
They're stealing my lime.
Stolen.
Will refund. So what am I going to do? I'm going to double fist them and just kind of like have my knee on the steering wheel like this one, delivering these in the glasses. Should I put them in to-go cups or should I just leave them like this? Blake, Rin says hi. Rin says hi, Blake. All right. So those were the 3 old fashions that I did. One of them was stolen, but I don't need to taste test them all. That's totally fine by me. I'm going to taste test these two just so I can give you a rundown on what they taste like. And again, if you want to order any of these drinks, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. That means nothing. If you want one, come get one. Okay. If you want one of these drinks, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. And don't forget to tip your bartender. You can support me directly, Venmo, at Steven-Rudin. So I'm going to taste test these now just to... That's really funny. Tell Elijah I said hi. All right. So we're going to try the tequila old fashioned first. Yeah. Yeah. So when I say that these drinks are very, very spirit forward, they are. The first thing you get right off the bat with this is the agave and tequila just smacking you in the face. Obviously, the ice diluted it a little bit, especially since it's been sitting out for a little bit. It went down. But it's not intense, and it doesn't make you like cringe. Because it's smooth. It's really smooth. And then immediately afterwards, you get the robustness from the Angostura bitters, and then just a little bit of citrus from the lime and the orange bitters. It's a margarita if you don't like margaritas. If you prefer a stiffer drink than a margarita, I would highly recommend this. Like if you like the flavor of margaritas, but you don't like the sweetness or the too much citrus in there, this tones it down and just brings the tequila forward. So I love this a lot, actually. And I'm not that much of a tequila drinker, so that being said, yeah. If you want to get this, toasttab.com/thebeverly.com, and then just type in tequila old fashioned. Yeah. Just hit whiskey sour and then type tequila old fashioned. I'm actually gonna. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna give that another sip. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. So, and now we have the Parker Old Fashioned. I mean, this is one of my go-tos, so I already know what it tastes like, but well.
What is that? It's like a place in Georgia, but it's.
So usually when I make this, I'll use Old Grandad Bonded, which is a 100 proof bourbon. It's a really fair price. Highly recommend it. I didn't expect how good the honey was going to taste with the Averna. Best way I can describe it, if you like like I said, this is like a bittersweet vermouth,
For some reason, I think of the
which
bad
sounds weird when you think about it, a bittersweet vermouth. But that's straight up what it tastes like. This is basically just a bittersweet vermouth. This is like the Manhattan of old fashions, which at some point soon I will cover Manhattans, but it's a lot heavier. It tastes like it just tastes more filling. And again, this is the perfect drink, like the perfect stiff drink for like the holidays. You get the herbaceousness from the Averna, you get the nuttiness from the black walnut bitters, and it just tastes like it would go really well with like you're sitting next to a fireplace listening to Christmas music. It's really nice. It's a great way to wrap up an evening. So if you want to order this drink as well, I'll put the link back up again. thetoasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. And just when you hit whiskey sour, just type in Parker Old Fashioned. So last time we did this, and I blame Ellie for this, Eleanor Mason, who just commented lol. They had me mix the drinks together in a big glass, and we called it the King's Cup. Now, I don't know if we've decided if that's going to be the running thing in this stream. So I want to see what people say if I'm going to do it again. Last time it tasted pretty good, but I'd rather just talk. I mean, whatever. What do you guys think? Yeah, again, if you want to order either of these, thetoasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. The other old fashioned will. You can also order the other old fashioned. Just make sure you type old fashioned or honey old fashioned, lemon old fashioned, whichever one, and I'll be sure to. I'll know what you're talking about, and I'll make it for you. If you want the tequila old fashioned, whiskey sour, just hit whiskey sour on the menu, and then in the notes just type tequila old fashioned. And then again, available tonight only. The Parker Old Fashioned, same deal. Just hit whiskey sour in the notes. Type Parker Old Fashioned.
30 minutes long. So why don't you meet us here? Plenty of people board games for us. We're only on
So do you guys have any questions about the cocktails? Do you have any recommendations for cocktails that I can do that I haven't done yet? And out of these three, which one sounds the most delicious to you? I mean, I already have my favorite. I was pleasantly surprised with how much I like this one because, again, I'm not that much of a tequila drinker. But this yeah. I do like. I'm not that much of a tequila drinker, but I do like margaritas, and this does just kind of dial down the margarita-ness of the drink. Don't mind me while I'm staring I'm just staring at the chat. Bryn, just because I'm shifty doesn't mean I can drive with open containers in my hand. Again. I mean, you have tequila at home, don't you? Just make it tequila old fashioned.
No, we're still on this list.
Okay.
Finish number 8.
Well, I hope you guys like this. If you make any of these cocktails, tag the Castle Beverly on Instagram, Facebook. We'd love to see. I could get in my car right now, Pat Brunel. I would 100% love to deliver to Maine. I'll get in my car right now and drive up to Maine. I mean, I probably shouldn't. Kind of. I'm only kidding. Rin, do you really want me to bring these to you? I think we had this conversation last time too. Yeah. So, do you guys have any recommendations for? If you guys have any recommendations for cocktails that I can do, I would love to hear them. We would all love to hear them. And if you make any of these cocktails, feel free to take photos of it. Tag the Castle Beverly in the photos, and we'll be sure to feature them. We'd love to see them. And tell me what you think of the cocktails when you get them. No, Rin. I mean, you're right. They do just taste better. Okay. Well, if you guys enjoyed the stream, again, please share it. Please take photos of the drinks that you make and be sure to tag us in them. If you want to order the drinks, I'll be here for a little bit. toasttab.com/castlebeverly.com. Hit whiskey sour and whichever old fashioned you would like, whether that's the standard old fashioned or just old fashioned, the tequila old fashioned or the Parker old fashioned, which will only be available tonight. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week.